Hi guys, this is Mariya and welcome back to Beautiful Parenthood. It's the time to get together with family and friends and whatever fall means for you, whether you're looking for recipes for Halloween dinners, Thanksgiving dinner, or just to bring spirit in your everyday life, I will cover lots of recipes. The first chunk is going to be pumpkin-based recipes, but then I will also share with you some of the recipes that have no pumpkins whatsoever and our favorite Russian-based drink that I do every single year. So if you love this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I love this season, so I will be doing lots of seasonal specials, including Thanksgiving, gifting, Christmas gifting, and all that good stuff. Also, Halloween crafts will be coming very soon. So let's get to it. For my pumpkin recipes, I use a regular pie pumpkin. You can buy them in most healthy grocery stores. You can use a canned pumpkin as well, but making a pumpkin is really easy. It's not as daunting as it sounds. You just cut it in half, cut it out, and then you put it in the oven for 45 minutes at about 400 degrees. And you can also roast some pumpkin seeds on the side, and then you scoop it out and it's ready to be used. For this super simple recipe, you need 4 eggs, 2 bananas, peanut butter, spices, and pumpkin. I start with peeling 2 bananas. I usually whisk it all in a NutriBullet. Then I add my 4 eggs. After that, I add peanut butter. There is really not like a set amount of quantity. It doesn't really affect the consistency. All depends kind of on the taste. And then just a touch of baking powder. Spices to taste, I suggest to go really light on clove because it has a very strong taste. And by the way, you can skip the spices and pumpkin all together if you just want to make these pancakes. But for seasonal reasons, I added it. And then you just fry it on the pan just like you would do regular pancakes, and they come out delicious. Absolutely awesome. Hi guys, helping me today is a special guest, my husband Justin. As in many of my cooking videos, he's actually a real cook in our house. I make things that are simple and sweet. So welcome Justin, it's his hairy arms and topless chest you will be seeing in this video. This seasonal soup is not only delicious, but it's very healthy for you. It has ginger, thyme, garlic, seasonal spices, turmeric, chicken stock, honey, onion, and of course pumpkin. So my husband Justin started with chopping up some onions, then you saute onions and garlic together with some avocado oil, add 2 cups of chicken stock, or however much you want. You can always replace chicken stock with anything else like water. You add half a teaspoon of turmeric, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, a touch of nutmeg. And if you do cloves again, put very little, then you grind some ginger right in there. We like fresh ginger, it just tastes so good. And then honey to taste. You can always taste it in between. We're just doing like a large 2 teaspoon kind of spoon. Then you put it all in the blender and it's ready. So pumpkin lovers, this section is not gonna have any pumpkins, but the recipes are delicious nonetheless. And I will start with this really healthy seasonal salsa that has all the seasonal vegetables in it. Every year we try a new type of salsa for our Halloween table. This one has thyme, corn, peppers, pears, tomatoes, parsley, balsamic vinegar, mustard, ketchup, salt, and garlic. So first you just chop up all the choppable ingredients like peppers, pears, tomatoes, mix it all together, add corn, add onions, and then you start adding all of the condiments like honey mustard. By the way, this recipe will be linked below. Some of the recipes I will write for you because they are creation of our own. This one was found online. Once you add all the herbs, you mix it up, you let it sit. It's the best on the second day after you make it. So let it sit. This sweet potato spoon bread is such a bomb. I've replaced all the dairy in the recipe with coconut, except for the butter. You do have to have butter. I hand squeezed 1 cup of orange from 2 oranges. Then I used 3/4 cup of coconut sugar, vanilla extract, 2 cans of high-fat coconut cream, then a touch of salt. When you mix all the ingredients, and again, the recipe will be linked below and I will also write up the instructions below. I add eggs the very last because I like to mix it up and then try the mixture first. because you don't want to try raw eggs. So you add ginger, you add all of the ingredients, and then add the eggs at the very end. Once you mix the eggs in, the mixture is ready to be put in the oven, and you pour it in the cups. We use the ceramic ones. Once it's in the oven, you start cooking your sauce, the pecan sauce on top. So you start with a 3/4 cup of sugar, then you add 4 tablespoons of butter. We used another jar of coconut cream, and you just mix it all together and whisk it and let it sit for a little bit. Make sure that it's nice and creamy, and then you put the pecans in. When the spoon bread is ready, you pop it out of the oven. I poked it with a knife, kind of like creme brulee dessert, and poured in the mixture. This was such a bomb. For the topping of this healthy and delicious pumpkin pie, you need honey, seasonal spices, salt, 1 can of coconut cream, 1/2 cup of pumpkin, and 3 large eggs. First, you mix all the ingredients. In the NutriBullet, you add honey and spices to taste, and I would suggest adding eggs less so you can taste it in between. For the crust, you use 2 cups of almond flour, a spoon of coconut oil, and a little bit of sea salt. Then I spread it in a shape and pour the pumpkin mixture on top. I preheat the oven to 350 degrees and bake it for 45 minutes. This recipe I found on my friend's Facebook page, and then I put a few tweaks of my own, so I will also have a step-by-step below. I decorate the my pie, and I usually do it on the kitchen counter first so I don't mess up the final result, and it's a centerpiece for our table. I cut the original recipe for the pumpkin cookies in half. The original recipe will be linked below. You need coconut flour, seasonal spices, salt, sugar, pumpkin, eggs, and so I start with a cup and 3/4 of coconut flour. Then I add a cup of pumpkin, a touch of baking powder. I put 2 eggs in. Then I add 3/4 cup of sugar, and we add a little bit of seasonal spices. And one thing that you need to be careful is cloves. Mix it up. We use the seasonal shapes to make our cookies. Preheat the oven to 350 degrees and bake it for 20 minutes, and then enjoy your delicious cookies. I grew up very used to be drinking compote. And what compote is, it's a Russian drink where you basically boil fruits, berries, wherever it is, add some sugar or honey. In my case, I use honey, and then you can serve it cold, you can serve it hot, you can add spices to it. So I will share with you the cranberry drink. Today I'm gonna add some apples to it and traditional spices for the season like cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, and cloves. I boil the water ahead of time and put the cranberries in, then pour water on top. Let it boil, and then turn it off and squeeze the cranberries. Add apples and lots of honey. Cranberries are really sour if you haven't had them. It's full of vitamin C and great for the cold days. Add a little bit of cinnamon or any other spice, and it's ready. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love cooking and bringing very special meals to our family. I will be doing Russian recipes right before Thanksgiving, maybe a few weeks, to give you some ideas. Also, this week's videos that are coming is Halloween crafts for kids or DIYs for kids. And also I will share with you top 10 things that I wish I knew before I had a baby. I have 2 children if you're new to my channel, and I post 3 times a week. Tuesday and Thursday my postings are related to parenting, healthy lifestyle, and Wednesday is more lifestyle posting, or you ask it, I film it kind of day. So tomorrow's video is gonna be on my lifestyle questions. I hope to see you soon. If you're new, make sure to subscribe. I would love for you to stick around.